Today we'll be discussing the issue of EVerify, the electronic employment eligibility verification system. Bill to affect the implementation of this is currently pending here in the United States House of Representatives. We have an excellent panel of experts to discuss this issue.
I just want to say a little bit about EVerify. It is an electronic employment verification system that is run by the federal government that is supposed to verify an employee's work status in the United States.
From a small business point of view, it's a tremendous cost, $2.6 billion a year.
I'll just say from the ACLU's point of view, we really have four problems with EVerify, four fundamental problems. The first has been referenced, it's the errors in the system. The second is the lack of due process for remedying those errors. The third is just the basic problems you have when you have a huge new government database, the basic privacy problems that creates. And the last is a little more complicated, but ultimately I think probably the biggest danger going in an ongoing fashion, and that's the potential we're going to create of what amounts to a cardless national ID system. About 770,000 Americans won't be able to fix their record and won't be able to get a job. What we have now is what amounts to a permission slip. You have to be right in the EVerify database. Your information would have to be correct before you could exercise your fundamental rights as a citizen. Things that you previously had the right to do as an American. Now suddenly you've got to be okay in EVerify first before you can do that. That's a dramatic change in the power between the citizen and the state. We think it's a very dangerous one, and I'll join David in saying the ACLU has long opposed mandatory EVerify. We hope it is rejected again in this Congress.
Now, I believe that there is a fundamental problem with putting small business owners in the position of being law enforcement, the last line of law enforcement in the United States on a policy. I think that's dangerous. I think it fundamentally goes against everything that this republic stands for. A small business owner's time should be spent engaging in business, creating jobs, doing productive things within the economy.
I think the most damning statistic, if we talk about EVerify, is not what happens to legal workers, although that is very bad. It's how the system works with what it's intended to do, to catch unauthorized workers. And here, according to government surveys under Westat, EVerify has an accuracy rate of only 46% when it comes to unauthorized workers. That means it fails at its job more than half the time.
But didn't the last Westat study say that that people who are eligible to work get confirmed 99.5% of the time, like immediately?
Well, the average is 0.07% failure, although it's much, much higher for foreign-born people. So,
but in 2008, I think USCIS started querying the naturalization databases, right? So that would take care of the naturalization problem right there.
Well, that's I like that. Well, that's
I guess my whole point is we're focusing on the wrong aspect of the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, again, it's one thing to sort of talk about this as an issue. Yes, folks are here illegally. I think there are too many illegal immigrants here. I believe that, but I believe it's a national security problem. Right. I mean, the bottom line is, you want to stop folks from coming in, you got to be better at stopping them from coming in. I'm sorry you're upset that you introduced a bill that will do nothing to stem the tide of illegal immigration in America. I'm sorry that Chairman Smith doesn't like that, but that's the reality of it.
I'm just curious. You said it was 99.5% effective.
No,
right?
I said,
accurate.
what I said was that the last Westat study said people who are authorized to work get immediate confirmation 99.5%.
Which is actually what I think I said about 0.5% of the people were wrongly confirmed.
0.7.
Yeah, it was 0.7, and then it's about 0.5% who can't clear. Well, by my math, there's about 150 million U.S. workers in the United States, something like that. It's gone down, unfortunately. So that's still about 750,000. Yeah.
So I want to ask you, I can't remember which one of you brought up this, you know, the brand new database that is going to turn into a national ID card.
That was me.
Where in this process is the new database? Or are you advocating that we get rid of SSA's database or DHS's database? Because it uses existing data. It does not create a new database.
Well, a couple
in
of
any
things.
way.
First, I'm just curious, who in your office is responsible for the 84-page USCIS manual that every new employer is required to read and understand.
I actually am the one who signed up for
So you
EVerify, went through
read the
tutoring,
84-page manual.
did the whole thing.
And
How long,
Memorandum
how
of
long, wait, hold on,
understanding.
that's a good point. How long did it take you to read through the manual and get it done? And get through,
Took me an hour to go through the tutorial.
okay, and you read through the 84-page manual?
I read what I needed to read to get through the tutorial, so that we could have.
I mean, we saw a bill introduced, I want to say it was earlier this year, to use EVerify for mortgages. It's already beginning. So, I mean, I guess I think that that's not the kind of America that I want to live in, where it's a giant list, and we have to be okay by the government before we can do all these things that I thought we could do as Americans.
There's
Because this is
no
the-
industry,
hold on.
there's no
Now we're talking
industry
about,
in the country
but now we're
that's
talking
not
about public
majority
policy.
American. There's no industry in the country whose workers are not a majority American and or legal immigrants.
But what was preventing Americans from taking those jobs?
75% of manual farm labor is,
Yeah, I'm saying, talk about manual on the farm labor.
But
you're
that's
way out.
the other thing, you cannot prove that there are even jobs that Americans won't do at any wage. Because nobody's trying to raise the wages to see if
then
Americans.
those industries are horrible.
But I wouldn't dispute that there are some jobs that we're going to need foreign workers for. But the fact is, the reason that the American people want E-Verify and oppose illegal immigration is because of the rule of law. It's illegal. If I do something wrong, I go to jail. I get penalized. If I get a speeding ticket, I have to pay it.
For the record,
That's
Hired
by the way,
workers come in and
this is
verify which something wrong?
Yes.
They did, right? What should we do about them?
We should absolutely punish them.
What should we do about them? For the record,
this is the best panel I have. I want to say that. Disagree or not, but I